Today, we're going to be talking about vibe coding and what I have learned because it has been a very different journey than I've ever had in my life. I was a server, I was a waiter, I mowed lawns, I did door-to-door sales, I was a caddy, I was in finance, I was in real estate for 17 years, and now I've been vibe coding. It is a web of intricacies and exploration that I didn't even know that existed out in the real world or outside of the real world on the internet. And the reason being is essentially vibe coding, which is the basic things, is you go live building whatever you're going to be building and everyone can see you building whatever you're building. So for me is I'm building a community of people that are like-minded when it comes to AI. We're builders, we're creators, small c, creator, designers, data architects, back-end, we have hackers in there. That's good hackers, I guess, because they're banging around at my security, and I was like, I need more security. So essentially what I'm building, there's obviously the grandfather who started it all, Matt Miller, I think is his name, Bridge Mind, and all flowers to that guy because he got a lot of people into vibe coding. So the first thing that I noticed is you are going to have good and bad days. Today was a terrible day. I was low energy. It wasn't good. I didn't build what I wanted. People did not stay around. The watch time was terrible. The views were terrible. The comment section wasn't really engaging because I wasn't engaging. I was yelling. Had high voices and just wasn't fun. It wasn't like a fun session. I knew it. I felt it. You kind of know which one is good. Sometimes you're on fire and there's no one there, and sometimes everyone's there and you're not on fire. And it's rare when it's like that and then the video explodes. YouTube goes, wow, the watch time is going through the roof. We're going to push this out. I've also had videos where I thought they were going to do really well and they did terrible. So the views and the watch time are completely in the hands of YouTube. I went live last Thursday and I thought it was terrible. And YouTube says, serve this up to 700 people. I said, okay. So I don't know which videos are going to go good. I don't know which ones are going to go bad, but you have to continuously show up. You, like myself this morning, I didn't want to go live. I was unfortunately scrolling on the doom scrolling for about 30 minutes. It brought me down in a mood. You have to have a routine, but you always have to show up. This should be just also routine, which is you have to be in a routine. You have to be in a good mood. You have to be positive. You have to be engaged. You have to be high energy. You have to have everything that people want because it is, at the end of the day, entertainment. People just want to see you entertain them. And they also want to see what you're building. So it's a form of entertainment. It's a form of marketing. It's a form of, this all is one big cycle, by the way, between one day and the next day. It is, what I'm about to put here is a cycle. And you have to continuously show up. The views don't matter. You're going to have good and bad days. You have to be entertaining. And the most important thing is you have to understand that you are talking to people that you don't know, okay? I am very sarcastic. I'm from the Northeast. I'm in New York City. This doesn't go well for almost 100% of the world. My humor, my sarcasm does not go over well. In New York City, it goes over perfectly because we're all sarcastic and we're all just the same mindset. But the rest of the world, they're nice people. They might not ask, they might not be nice online, but they're nice people. They don't have the sarcasm of the Northeast here in America. Number 5 is you will have comments and chats that are off the rails. That's the best way to say it. You're going to have people walk in here into your chat room and just start slinging mud. And you're like, what the heck? Who are you, buddy? But they're used to that because they're used to the internet. I'm not used to the internet. So this is all new to me. That's why when I started vibe coding and people were saying things that were all unhinged, off the rails, this is crap, you're going to be terrible, you're never going to succeed, blah, blah, blah. That's fine in a comment. When it's live and you're like vibe coding in a good mood, you go, what the heck? Who is this guy? We had one guy enter the chat and out of nowhere, he just starts slinging arrows. I was like, dude, you'd never say that in person. Why are you saying that on the internet is because people are used to the internet. There's no repercussions behind a fake username and a fake account. You could just say whatever you want to anyone else on the internet. You have to understand that. The entire comment and chat system in general is meant for that. Number 6 is you have to have the basics of a worldview around business. This is very important because the chat in the comments will smell out if you are a phony or you're bluffing. So you have to have some basics, not only to make money, but where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you bringing us? What is the journey? The basics to business means that, like, yes, of course, everyone's doing it, like how much are you making every single month? What is your amount of money that you made last month? That's why they always ask the question, what are you building? What are you building, dude? What are you doing? I just put out a video and I am sort of debunking even asking that question. What are you building? What are you building? What is your product? What is your what is your monthly recurring revenue? And I understand that is important. You have to make money. However, that's part of the basic business. You have to bring them on a journey. You have to say, hey, this is what I'm building. Matt Miller's very specific about what he's building. I'm not building that. I'm building a community of like-minded people that essentially come together in their own domain, their own expertise, and we come together and we piece together, say, world events, world news, and we say, what does this mean for us? What does it mean for the future of AI? There's a lot of fear around AI. There's a lot of people that are just completely ignorant and they don't want anything to do with AI. They just say data centers, and that's all they say. It's like, yes, there's data centers, and that's for the enterprise models. But if you have a studio, Mac Studio, and you own your own server, your own data, you can build whatever you want. You have to bring that somewhere within the entertainment. You have to give them encouragement. You have to give them inspiration. That's a better word. You have to give them inspiration for them to do whatever they want to build. Do they want to build a website? Are they in high school and they want to update their CV? Buy a domain name, then put your face behind it. Maybe you're a content creator, maybe you're a real estate agent, maybe you're an aspiring something or other, whatever. I don't know. You have to give inspiration to them during the entire live stream. Number 8 is you have to read the room when it comes to low energy. When there is low energy, you have to do something. Matt Miller does push-ups. I have to get my own space, so I'm not at an office and I look like an absolute psycho if I'm doing push-ups. And plus, you can't actually see me because I'm renting the space. So is Matt, but I can't read the room enough. I have to essentially engage. It's called, Tony Robbins called it, when you walk in a door, he calls it the doorway reframe. You reframe the low energy into high energy. You just flips a switch before he walks into a door. Boom, he's into high energy. Tony Robbins is on. Hey, how you doing? I was feeling low energy right there. This is a lot, by the way. When you're vibe coding, you are literally on the fly showing up, okay? The last thing I'll say, and it's been rattling in my head, I'm like, should I share it? Should I not share it? This is my mantra in life, but when it comes to live vibe coding, something bad happens, which something did happen like day 26. I had a severe crash out at the end, this last 20 minutes. Someone who was engaging a lot in the community really did something that is not right. And you go, that's weird because I trusted you, and it's the internet, though, Charles. Why would you trust that person? Because I'm a trusting person. I think if we're going back and forth enough times that we trust each other, and I would never do something malicious. Well, you have to come up with this, is nothing is a big deal. 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 Sorry. I thought I was going to say the opposite, which is everything is a small deal. But this is better. Nothing is a big deal. Okay? Nothing is a big deal. You're vibe coding. You see something. Matt Miller went through a DDoS attack where he was getting hammered. He set up Cloudflare. He did this live. And he turned it into a marketing idea. The next day, he put out a video of how he actually came around to do it. The basics are really easy. The basics, obviously, it is all about sound. You can have obviously you're on camera, but sound is the most important thing, I believe, in a video. I know a lot of people that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they just talk into their cell phone, and they have a messy like behind them, background, and the sound is amazing, and they're entertaining, and they have great content. Their video isn't their camera and their video isn't the best, but their sound is amazing. They all have a microphone. I highly recommend that you invest. If anything, you turn on your phone, you get on here, and you start creating. That's the thing. The future is going to be to creators, lowercase c. Everyone who is in the future that is going to be out of the permanent underclass, you must become a creator. A creator is a designer. A creator is an interface. A creator is someone who does something even offline. You don't even have to do this online. Build a bench. Beautify your grass. Use creativity, because creativity and inspiration is going to be the future. Those are the people that succeed, not the people that take all the AI slop and they just do whatever they are told to do. The creators are the ones that are going to be rich. The creators are going to be the ones that push things forward. The creators are going to be the ones that influence society on a larger level. That's the big thing, is there has to be positivity that you can own your own stuff. You can build whatever you want. I understand there's the negative aspect of AI that people are just continuously talking about. I have no control over data centers. I do have control over vibe coding on my own Mac Studio and building out a community based on other intelligent people who are looking to create whatever they're creating, their projects, whatever they're building. I have a guy in the chat that comes every single day, and he's literally construction. He's a creator of construction. He builds stuff literally every single day. You have to become a creator. The entire world, the entire 1900s, 20th century was all about, there's a great documentary, Century of Self, but it was all about consumption. It was all about more. It was all about money, and I need more. And it was just consuming, and it was just like more. I need a better car. I need a better suit. I need a better. And now, right now, what it is about quality. It's about inspiring. It is about entertaining in a positive, in a high level way. That's where I'm going to win, which number 10 is really kind of just a special one, because I noticed that I have a very unique life, and you have a very unique life that is completely different than my life. Your life is completely different than my life. So you must be vulnerable, as unmasculine people want to say, vulnerable, honest about what everything is, because people will smell if you lie. Do not lie. The integrity of the operation, the integrity is most important with your audience, the trust. Because in a world of perfection, in a world when I say build it and it's built, when I say I need this taken care of, or this blog or this paper done, then it's done. Or I ask a question and they give me an answer and it's done. It's perfect. Obviously not every single time, but you get the point. This world is, I press this button, my phone turns on. I press this app, it opens. Everything is surrounding perfection. That's why in a world of perfection, you need to be vulnerable. You have to be honest. You have to be your real self. I am not Matt Miller. I am not the other vibe coders. I'm myself. I have a wild past, and I'm moving from 17 years of real estate into a completely brand new territory of building live online while making sense of all the AI news, connecting dots where they seemingly do not connect. That's where I come in. That's my niche. I'm never going to have 100,000 people watching me live. I'm never going to be the guy that's just entertaining and everything else. I'm going to be a little bit of a dark horse. I'm going to be throwing out some Northeast humor. When people come in, they say, what are you building? I need to be nicer, because I look at that and I look at it, and I have a complete video about it. But when I look at that and I say, what are you building? Curiosity needs to be piqued. Curiosity needs to be piqued. This is a simple answer. I'm building a website, or I'm building a community, and you're looking at it right now where people are going to come in and they're going to join the community and they're going to add value by whatever it is. And you got to check out the video library that I have that I'm building right now. I have 12 backed up videos that I need to put in there. But that's the boring answer. That's not the fun answer. That's not entertaining. So instead of doing the boring answer, Charles, why don't you build what you're building? So when they say that, you can just direct them to a website where it says icharles.com/community building. What are you building? What is this? How many people? How many posts? How many likes? How many reposts? So I did on another video, but you have to, most importantly, the journey has to be real for them. They have to feel like they're on this journey, that there is this forward step. Today was not a forward step. It was actually a backward step. It was a bad day. I did not show up properly. I did not have good views and watch time. I did not show up properly. My routine was bad. I was not entertaining. The comments and chats were not flying around. Basic business wasn't good. I didn't have high energy, but I still have to show up tomorrow. Even Babe Ruth had, I think, more strikeouts than home runs by 3 times or some crazy statistic. And he kept on showing up, and everyone knows him as a huge just slugger, just hitting the baseball over the fence in the back. So if you like these things, I'm going to continuously vibe code. We're a community of designers, builders, architects, data, security, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, business owners, but we're all creators. We're all creators. This is, I'm going to continuously come back to that because in a world, like I said, of perfection, we need to have a world of authenticity. Authenticity, instead of the world of safety that they're trying to build us around, a world of safe, just everything's safe. Authentic is going to be the most important thing in we'll say 2026 to 2030, because that is when the bell curve is going to be going here. We're going to end up here in 2030. We're right here, and this is the AI trend of adoption. Everyone knows the bell curve. So if you like these videos, subscribe. If you want to join the community, it's down below. If you want to check it out, it's down below as well. I think we have free trials. I have no idea. I'm doing this because I know this is long term. Okay, this isn't like I'm doing this. This is like my pet. This is a pet that is not going to die. It's just going to live beyond the videos, or I'm putting a lot of effort into that. So go check those out if you're a member. And obviously this one I think is going to be it will be on YouTube. So subscribe to the videos, and I'll talk to you guys later.